Hi there, it's Wendy Hernandez, attorney and creator of Command the Courtroom. So this is the second video of my series on how to settle your case outside of the courtroom. In the first video, I talked about trying to get a settlement the good old-fashioned way, and that is just by writing letters or emails to the other party and going back and forth and trying to see if you can reach some sort of agreement on the contested issues. So in this video, I want to talk with you about what's called an informal settlement conference. So a settlement conference is exactly what it sounds like. It's a conference where you sit down with the other party and you try to settle things. As an attorney, I do a lot of these informal settlement conferences. Sometimes when people are represented by attorneys, then the attorney and the other party will just head on over to my office. We sit down around my conference table and we try to hammer things out informally. There's no court reporter present, there's no judge present, there's no mediator present. It's just the four of us trying to talk through the issues. When the other party is not represented, sometimes the other party, if they feel comfortable, and I try to make them feel comfortable, they come to my office and again, we sit down and try to hammer it out informally. There are other times when my client sits with their soon-to-be ex or their ex-partner, and it may be at a Starbucks, and they sit down, they talk about the issues, and they talk about the best way to reach agreement on those issues. And then if they do reach agreements, oftentimes my client will bring me the agreement and says, here's what we have, here's what we've agreed to. Just want to make sure everything looks good, and then write it up and put it into final form. Informal settlement conferences can be very effective. One thing I will say is that if you are a victim of domestic violence, if you're afraid of the other party for some reason, or if you've been the victim of financial exploitation, then it may be best to have someone that you trust with you, or someone who can protect you, someone who's looking out for your interests before you sit down with the other party alone. When you have an attorney, it's important to run any agreements that you're thinking about entering into with your attorney to make sure that you're on the right track, that you're not giving away too many rights, that you're not doing something that's contrary to the law. But informal settlement conferences really work. So in your case, I want you to ask yourself, is an informal settlement conference something that potentially I could do and solve the case? Save myself heartache, save myself time, save myself money, and get this done most efficiently and in a way that best serves me and my family. So that's the end of video 2 on this series on how to settle your case outside of the courtroom. Again, it applies regardless of whether you have a divorce case, a child custody case, or you're coming back to court after the court has already entered a final decree and you're wanting the court to look at things again, like maybe the parenting time plan or custody or spousal maintenance. It applies. Before you head to the courtroom, think about the alternatives to trial and ask yourself, are these things that might work in my case? So until next time, I want you to remember to keep on trucking. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have more questions, that this video is spurring for you, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, remember to command the courtroom.